game.
Notts are just 90 minutes away this afternoon from taking 6 points from 2 home games in 4 days. And after a 4-1 home win, normally you'd have Notts fans in fine voice. However, there's still a fair degree of scepticism, both in terms of the quality of the opponents Notts beat on Wednesday night and the Alassane Jatta back spasm revelation that was revealed by Martin Patterson yesterday. All that's served, if you like, to temper any real feelings of goodwill that normally an emphatic home victory would bring. However, fact remains, if Notts can dispatch Bromley this afternoon, then you kind of get a steady start to the season, unlikely as that may sound. That would be 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 defeats, a respectable start in anybody's books. But this is Notts, this is Bromley, this is Andy Woodman. A lot, I suspect, will unfold later today. Patrick, Alassane Jatta, what do you make of it all?
Right, Paul, this is a little bit confusing and a little bit concerning. We are looking at a man who can 18 to 20 goals per season, well loved by the Notts County support. He hasn't played for 6 games due to the ban. When we were all expecting to come back, all waiting for this hero to come back, we now hear he's got a back spasm. Is it true? We don't know. We don't know. We can only go off, as they say, pain is what the patient says it is, but it is concerning. If Jatta was to move on, where are we going to get our goals from? Great to the night, we had 4 different scorers, but how regularly can they score? There's not a Jatta amongst them.
What would you do with him? Sell, keep, try and get him to sign a new contract and protect your transfer value?
I don't know everything behind the scenes, Paul, but if he wants to go and there's an offer in and the club think it's an acceptable offer, let him go. You cannot keep somebody who does not want to be here. If it is genuine, great. We get him fit, we get him back out again.
What do you make so far? There's been so much trauma. I think I said on one of the shows, we've never been more than 24 hours away from a drama or a crisis since we lost to Wimbledon in that playoff game.
Oh, Paul, this is Notts County. You say Wimbledon, we're having trauma just about for every game last season as well. Although, in my personal opinion, I enjoyed last season. I thought it was a good season up until the last probably 6 games, 5-6 games. That's first leg against Wimbledon. I think Jatta was a little bit unfortunate. You can see why he got sent off, but he's got absolutely no excuses for his reaction afterwards. As soon as you let emotion take over and you're thrown ahead and basically trying to attack an opposition player, you're in trouble.
Here's a stat for you, Patrick. The last time you and I came down on a Saturday afternoon and saw Notts win was 6 months and 1 day away, 2-1 against Tranmere.
Good Lord. Do you remember as well, Paul, we were complaining after that game because although we won the game, we said we did not play to the level that we had expected, that we expected more from the team on the pitch. And that was the last time we won at home.
Unchanged team, and why shouldn't it be? Martin Patterson naming the same starting 11 that beat Shrewsbury 4-1, and I like to see that. You know, we talk so much these days about rotating players, resting minutes, input from the physiotherapy and sports science departments as to how their legs are, slight niggles, whether they're 100%. Something tells me Martin Patterson's a bit old school. You know, you win your game, you keep your place. And I suspect the physios have more limited input into team selection than they might have done under Stuart Maynard. We all know about Bromley, but for me, the narrative about Bromley being a bogey team for us, like Salford, not really sure that's true. Last year we took 4 points off them, 1 down there, drew here. Of course, Andy Woodman's a wily old fox, sets his teams up well. And of course, they've got a certain guy called Michael Cheek, who read Paul Mullin for Wrexham and most recently Wigan against Notts. But great opportunity. We talk about Shrewsbury being a very poor team. Take a look at Bromley's opening result of the season, 0-0 at Shrewsbury. I'm trying to big it up, trying to get some confidence going. I appreciate there is some nervousness among fans, but crikey, you don't win many games 4-1 at home. And when you do, let's take that into just been told it's Michael Cheek's birthday. Hope he has a terrible one. Maybe enjoy himself tomorrow, eh? Not unchanged, as you can see, but there is one change in the commentary box. Neil Bishop, axed by BBC Radio Nottingham. There is Mr. Stellard, complete with new haircut and glasses. Let's hope it's not a bad omen. Missed opening home win so far this season. Half time, Notts lead 2-1, and Matt Dennis has taken his tally to 4 goals in a week. He's netted both of Notts' goals. It must have been a pretty entertaining first half. Lots of goal mouth action, not something we've always been able to say about Notts games here at Meadow Lane in previous eras, but looking good so far. Notts took the lead through Dennis with an assist by Calroos on 12 minutes. A long punt downfield, great solo run by Dennis, and in a right foot shot into the corner of the net. That lead lasted only for 8 minutes. A scruffy goal from Bromley when Notts didn't really deal with a bouncing ball into the box. Thompson netted the equaliser. But more to come, and a goal from a set piece. A ball whipped in from the right, and Dennis was on hand to hit another deft header into the corner of the net. 4 goals in a week for him after his first goal at Barrow last Saturday on the mark in the midweek victory over Shrewsbury. Plenty of action. Jody Jones has been on the end of some strong arm tactics by Bromley, but all making for an excellent first half. Notts 2, Bromley 1. Full time, and it's finished. Notts 2, Bromley 2. Notts full of purpose and guile and craft in the opening 45. In truth, they probably ran out of steam in the second, and by the closing stages of the game, it was really Notts who were hanging on. The 82nd minute equaliser was a cruel stroke of luck for Notts, though. Mitch Pinnock hitting a deflected shot from 25 yards. The core was wrong-footed. Notts looked good in the first half. They did look very tired in the closing stages of this match. Lots of substitutions made, and it did look for a period of time as Notts, through gritty resilience, were going to hang on for much needed 3 points today. But you have to give credit to Andy Woodman and to Bromley. They dug deep, and they really had most of the way in this second half, got their equaliser. A word for Dennis. 2 goals in the opening 45 minutes. I think he struggled towards the end, and although Notts have a lot of players in various positions up front, they don't have too many options, and without Alassane Jatta, Dennis had to plough a lone furrow, and Notts really couldn't give him a great deal of service throughout this second half. It's not a bad result. Bromley are decent. They haven't lost in their opening 5 games. But I guess after that opening 45, it is really a case of what might have been. In the closing 5 minutes of the match, though, it was probably Notts who were much more relieved to hear that final whistle. Considered thoughts. We've heard a lot about Martin Patterson and his new identity for Notts County. We probably saw the clearest indication of it yet today in the opening 45 minutes of this fixture. Of course, possession with purpose, but a much higher tempo. Good tackling back, good pressing, high energy. And Notts looked good for it and had a 2-1 lead. Unfortunately, Notts weren't able to maintain that in the second half. Bromley got much more of a stranglehold on the game. For periods, it looked like Notts were going to be able to hang on. They struggled to get out, and that clearly focuses the need for Alassane Jatta to either recover from his back spasm in time for Tranmere or to be in the transfer market for an out-and-out number 9. Dennis, who'd scored 2 goals in the opening 45 minutes, ran out of steam. He looked dead on his feet for 20 to 30 minutes of the second half. We can only wonder what might have been if Jatta had been on the bench, comes on, and would then have given Notts that ability to get out of their half and stretch the game into the Bromley half. You know, we have to give credit to Bromley and to Andy Woodman. Notts were much the better of the two teams in the opening 45, but Bromley did fight back hard in the second half. A word perhaps for Kel Roos as well. He got an assist for the first goal, and it was noticeable today. He came out and claimed balls a long, long way out towards the 18-yard box, which certainly got the Notts fans on side. He and Notts were very unlucky for that equaliser. A deflected shot from 20 yards caught Roos wrong-footed. In the closing stages, I think it's fair to say Bromley looked more likely to get a winner than Notts. But the positives, a really good opening 45. Second half told us what I think everybody in the house knows. Notts desperately need Jatta back or another number 9. It's took its toll on Dennis this week. He's done brilliantly well to get 4 goals in a week, but certainly running on fumes towards the end of this game. And there's not too many other options even to move a player from out of position into his role, which I'm sure is why Martin Patterson played him to the full 90. So Notts desperately need a number 9. Hopefully we've got him in Alassane Jatta. Hopefully he'll be wearing a Notts shirt at Tranmere next Saturday, though of course there is a lot of conjecture, conspiracy theories abound with that transfer deadline 10 days away. Everybody knows exactly what needs to be done, but it's 4 points from 2 home games, which is a reasonable haul from these 2 matches. Onwards and upwards. We'll see you with Mark Stallard for our considered view on Monday later this week. If you enjoy these vlogs, please like and subscribe to the red button. We'll be back again shortly. Thanks for watching. Safe travels home.
County's the name, football's the game.